Hi everybody, I'm Patrick Dockry. In my life, I have worn many hats and tasted many flavors. As I travel the world, I get to know today's most interesting celebrities, cook and dine with some of the finest chefs of our time, and experience the latest trends in beauty and fashion. Along the way, I pursued my passion for health and fitness and acquired some of the most innovative wellness strategies. And now, I want to share all of this with you. So come along on this amazing journey, and together we will experience a world of health, beauty, and life. On today's show, we're going on one action-packed day in New York City, and you're all invited on an all-access pass to Amateur Night at the world-famous Apollo Theater. We'll meet Chef Adriano Rico at STK Restaurant in Midtown, and we'll take you backstage on Broadway with the cast of Rock of Ages. Well, today we're here in New York City, and you know the old saying, if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere. They call it the Big Apple, but we're starting our day in Central Park. We've got some gorgeous weather, and we're gonna take you on a tour and show you what you can do in a day in New York City. Spanning over 800 acres in the heart of Manhattan lies Central Park. Opened in 1857, Central Park sees an estimated 35 million people each year, making it the most highly visited urban park in the nation. With its tranquil settings and local musicians, Central Park is the perfect picnic destination. An excellent way to experience the city is to catch a double-decker bus tour of the neighborhoods of New York. The buses are fun, comfortable, and informative, and provide a unique and breezy perspective of New York City. Whether you're a first-time tourist or a long-time resident, the bus tours are always a great way to experience the city. Located on 5th Avenue between 48th and 51st Street, Rockefeller Center is a popular tourist stop year-round. Home to the NBC studios, the center features a popular ice skating rink in the winter months and is home to the world-famous tree lighting event every holiday season. Known as one of the most expensive streets in the world, 5th Avenue is the epitome of wealthy New York. Fendi, Versace, Bergdorf Goodman, and of course Saks Fifth Avenue are among the designer shops you can find dotted along the premier shopping blocks between 49th and 57th Streets. Located on 47th Street between 5th Avenue and the Avenue of the Americas, Manhattan's Diamond District is the spot to find big rocks for little dough. Another cool site along 5th Avenue is St. Patrick's Cathedral. New York is known for its rich history, intricate architecture, and its cultural diversity. You won't find dancers like this anywhere else. Street performers delight the crowds and keep passerbys entertained. Welcome to Soho. Soho, with its mix of high-end designer stores, antique shops, and specialty good boutiques, is a true style mecca. Just remember to bring your plastic. In the early 1900s, the meatpacking district was home to New York's slaughterhouses and packing plants. Today, the meatpacking district is among the trendiest neighborhoods in Manhattan, boasting some of the greatest shopping, dining, and art in the city. As evening falls on the city, a good place to soak in the Manhattan skyline is from the Meatpacking District's High Line. Opened in 2009, the High Line is surprisingly tranquil for being situated amongst the concrete jungle, and is an excellent place for a leisurely stroll, hanging out, relaxing, and watching people. No trip to Manhattan would be complete without a visit to Broadway and Times Square. Be sure to catch a live Broadway show while you're in town, then step into the lights of the one-of-a-kind excitement of Times Square. Home to the famous ball drop on New Year's Eve and several television studios that broadcast live, Times Square is where the magic really happens. Well, here we are, the Big Apple. You've seen a lot of it, what you can do in a day. You see all the lights of Broadway. It's amazing here, you guys. The shows, the restaurants, the people. If you get a chance, you gotta get out to the Big Apple and see what you can do in a day, because we showed you everything we did, but now it's your turn. So until next time, just remember to enjoy. We'll be right back to take you on a wild musical ride at the legendary Apollo Theater in downtown Harlem. Welcome back. Now let's get to know Mr. Apollo, Billy Mitchell, at the world-famous Apollo Theater. Hey everybody, here we are in Harlem, New York at the Apollo Theater. We're going in, we're getting a personal tour, taking you on stage, behind the scenes. And it's gonna be great. I can't wait to see what goes on. Let's do it. And there he is.
Hi, Patrick.
Hello.
Welcome to the world famous Apollo Theater.
Hello.
I'm Billy Mitchell, the tour director.
You're the man.
Oh, thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Apollo, what I heard.
That's what they call me, Mr. Apollo.
Well, let's
Come
do
in,
it.
let me show you around.
Right on.
All right. There's so much history in this place, you know. And then the photos up on the wall, these are images of people some who started their careers here at the Apollo Theater and went on to become legends. You know, for instance, there's Duke Ellington right there, you know. Ella Fitzgerald here, she was the first female to win the Amateur Night show when it was created in 1934 by Ralph Cooper. She was 16 years old. And then you have Patti LaBelle and Red Fox from Sanford and Son, you know.
Sammy Davis Jr.
Sammy Davis Jr., Duke Ellington, and Dizzy Gillespie. So many of these wonderful people got their careers enhanced while they appeared at the Apollo Theater.
I hear a little Jackson 5 in the background.
Oh, in the background we have Jackson 5 because the Jackson 5 actually started their careers at the Apollo Theater on Amateur Night. And I happened to have been in the house the night that Michael Jackson was 9 years old and first did the Amateur Night. And on this wall, you have Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke.
And look at Stevie
Wonder, when he was little Stevie Wonder.
That's exactly right. He was 15 years old in this particular picture. The great Nat King Cole, and one of my favorites, Smokey Robinson. Ooh, baby, baby. Oh, I love that stuff, man. I love it. And then on this wall, oh my goodness, Frankie Lyman. Why do fools fall in love? Why do birds sing? Oh man, Frankie Lyman started on Amateur Night in 1953. Sam and Dave, I'm a soul man. Dun, 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 dun. All these wonderful performers, Gladys Knight and the Pips.
Oh yeah, she's still around.
My dear friend Gladys is still around, still coming to the Apollo Theater performing for us.
Every time I see her, I just love watching.
Yes, indeed. Oh, yeah. Now, on the way up to the office, before we go up to my office, I want to show you, this is Dionne Warwick.
Dionne Warwick, looking young and beautiful.
Walk on by. She started on Amateur Night at the Apollo in the 50s. Can you imagine that?
It's crazy.
These are the Blind Boys from Alabama, gospel group. Grammy Award gospel group, all right? The great diva, Miss Diane Carroll. Tommy Hunt, back in the 60s, this guy used to slay the ladies here. Billy Eckstine, the ladies loved him. He had these gorgeous
gorgeous green eyes right there.
His eyes would be green one moment, blue another, and hazel the next. Gospel group and R&B group, the Staple Singers. Herbie Mann, the great musician Herbie Mann. And this guy, Clyde McFadden, my goodness, what a voice. Only you can take the change in me. Oh!
And you love the music, don't you?
Oh, I love music. Come on, let's go to my office.
Right on.
The audience are the judges of every performance on Amateur Night. Our audience is brutally honest.
I've heard that.
Our audience is very diverse, but the Apollo Theater audience, they all want the same thing, and that's to see a great performance. If you don't give it to them, they're gonna give it to you. They have a motto at Amateur Night, be good or be gone.
Oh yeah.
And this audience, they are the judges. If they like you, they applaud you. If they don't, they will boo you. Boo! Ooh, get off the stage. It's all in fun.
Wow.
All right? But it's been going on since the original show.
And it's going on strong.
Every single Wednesday night at 7:30.
Amazing. We're going to get to see a little bit of that tonight.
Absolutely.
Can't wait to.
Around, Pat.
All right, well, let's take off.
Sure.
Go downstairs, show me the sights.
Sounds like a
Let's
plan.
do it.
Thank you, Apollo.
Coming up next, in the kitchen with Chef Adriano Rico at the one and only STK Steakhouse in Midtown Manhattan. All right, we're back with Chef Adriano at the famous STK Steakhouse. Hi everybody, today we're here in New York City with Chef Adriano Rico and Jessica Lewis, the sous chef, and we're at STK Steakhouse. And where are you located?
We're located in Midtown Manhattan at 43rd Street and 6th Avenue, right in the heart of Midtown.
Yeah, and then you have a different concept with the restaurant here. It's not just your traditional steakhouse.
No, as our motto goes, it's not your daddy's steakhouse. So most definitely, we're not the traditional steakhouse that's out there. We do offer small, medium, and large portions, so we cater to all tastes. We do attract a lot of the female crowd, I guess, because of the fact that we do have the smaller portions that please the ladies, and we can at the same time please the gentlemen that come following the ladies.
Oh yeah, well that always works, right?
It always
Have a lot of fun. Well, what are we preparing today?
So we have some wild Alaskan halibut having on the plate, as you can see, and we're gonna garnish this beautiful fish with some fennel. That's gonna be cut up and then braised, so it's nice and tender. Just like toss it on the pan and just braise it slow in the oven for about like a half hour or so, and then it's nice and soft like this. We are also gonna use some orange segments, which we're just gonna cut the orange, so we peel it out and then just cut into the segments. So we take the white part of the orange that brings that bitterness, so we all have the sweet part of the orange.
Very good.
And we're also gonna be using some Meyer lemons. And what we're gonna do is thin slice it, and then we're just gonna dip them into simple syrup. So we're gonna start with the halibut. So all we're gonna do is just season the fish.
Okay,
we got a little salt.
That's your kosher salt, right?
That's correct. And then you can use the pepper that's being already ground, or you can just grind a little bit on top. We're also gonna sear the fish from the belly side down, and this is gonna be the side that you're gonna put up on the plate. So we're gonna start that off.
And that's a real hot pan.
It is, really hot. You gotta make sure that it's hot so it won't stick.
Right.
Normally, when I do sear my fish, I always sear on one side only, and then the other side is gonna have the balance that's necessary, so you have crunchy and soft contrast of textures. So we're gonna start right off from the top, and then we're just gonna stick this in the oven and let it cook for about 4 minutes or so. And in the meantime, we're gonna talk about the accompaniments that are gonna go on the dish. So then we're gonna use some of the fennel that's already being cooked partially, and we're just gonna warm this up. So from here, we got to this stage, and then Jessica's gonna warm this up for us, please. Thank you. We are also gonna go into detail of the preparation of the sauce, and the sauce in case right now is gonna be beurre blanc.
Okay.
Which is white butter, roughly translated.
Absolutely.
All right, so basically what we have is some white wine.
Yes.
And we also have some heavy cream.
Ooh, yum.
We got a little bit of butter, unsalted.
Sure.
Also. And we're also going to use some of the aromatics to enhance the flavor. There are going to be shallots that have been fine diced. And we also have a little bit of thyme and peppercorn. So what you do is you start with the shallots. Okay. So you're gonna get this sweated out, which means that you're gonna get them translucent, and you're not gonna cook them to the point that they have a color.
Right.
And so they're soft. And the result will be a sauce that looks like this.
Oh, that looks delicious.
So then the only step that we're gonna take further from this is that we'll strain so we don't get any of the peppercorns and any of the solids, so we just get the sauce now.
All right.
So as we can see, this is almost there. It's So then, here comes the sin.
Okay, here comes the sin,
So
everybody.
we're gonna put a little bit of butter into the pan, and then we'll just carefully just baste the fish.
Oh my God.
And basting essentially means that you're gonna get the hot oils that are here, and you're gonna apply on top of the fish and make sure that it cooks evenly.
That's the way to do it. That's just gonna taste so good.
And here we have
That
the
looks
fish.
beautiful.
Okay. So what we're gonna do now is we got the Meyer lemon that has been confit.
Yep.
So then all we're gonna do is just warm this up a little bit in the salamander. And in the meantime, we're gonna go ahead and plate the rest of the ingredients.
Now that's just in canola oil right now?
Just in canola, salt, and pepper. So we're just gonna position this on the plate. We also have
Your oranges.
the orange segments, which we will just carefully position. So we just basically warmed up a little bit of the
So now if you're at home and you don't have a salamander,
we can do it in the oven.
wow.
We're gonna go ahead and position this right on top. So then from here, all we're gonna do is get the finished sauce. So you guys can see that it looks all bright, clear, no solids inside. So we're gonna garnish this dish.
Wow.
So here, what you got is a sakura mix. So here you have the pan-seared halibut over braised fennel, little citrus segments, a citrus beurre blanc, and microgreens.
I get to taste this delicious, and by the way, I'm gonna say creation because it's so gorgeous, and I mean, these sauces are so complex and beautiful that I just can't wait to dig in. Knife, oh gosh, hello, thank you. I'm gonna actually take a whole piece of this. It's falling apart. Okay, now the key is if it's moist, you know that.
It is.
That's pretty damn good.
Thank you.
And the Meyer lemon makes it all happen.
It does, right?
Thank you so much for having us. I mean, I'm happy. My tummy's happy, and I can't wait to finish this before the cameramen get to it, because I know they're going to try to go for it. No way. I'm fighting for this one, all right?
That's for sure.
Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
You got it.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for being with us. And until next time, just remember to enjoy. Stay with us. Now for something really special. We're going backstage with the cast of Rock of Ages at the world-famous Helen Hayes Theater on Broadway. Okay, we're back. We're going backstage with the cast of Rock of Ages at the world-famous Helen Hayes Theater on Broadway. Hey everybody, here we are at Rock of Ages on Broadway. It's been running for 4 years now, and we're going to take you behind the scenes to show you the magic as it happens. So follow me this way. Well everybody, here we are at the Rock of Ages in New York City on Broadway with Ashley, Jeremy, and Justin, and they're the stars of the show. And right now behind us we got a little action going on, as you can see, which happens every night. Heard you're sold out again, guys. So it's a good show. People should come and see it, bottom line.
A lot of people can relate to it, and I think that that's the ticket there.
Now you're in the middle right now, and we set you up that way on purpose because you are in the middle in the story, aren't you?
Of these two, yes, at one point, yes.
Tell me a little bit about your character.
Sherry Christian, she's a small town girl, and I, Ashley, am a small town girl myself. I'm from Canton, Ohio.
Wow.
But she's from a small town in Kansas, and she comes to LA to pursue her dreams. She learns a lot about herself throughout the journey of the show, and she meets Drew and falls in love. And
Did you know when the show came along, did it give you a big boost from the movie?
Absolutely.
Really, seriously?
Yeah.
Okay, now the big question is, and I'll give this to you, is what do people say, movie or show? What do they like better?
People that have seen the movie that have come to see the show are just blown away by the live performance, and you know it's a little they change the story a little bit in the movie, so they come here and they get a slightly more realistic, maybe a little raunchier version of the movie, and I think it takes really well. I think they really enjoy themselves.
So you know, like I know you have to do the same thing over and over again, but it's always a little different, isn't it?
Absolutely.
How do you do that? Do you go by the audience?
there's a lot of audience participation too, and they're really, really enjoying the show. It's completely different every night. You never know.
it's a live animal. You know, the show's a live beast.
Well, being live, I think there's been some things that have happened that are pretty interesting. I asked you guys to think about a couple things. Anything coming to mind?
Well, back at the old theater, at the Brooks Atkinson, the power went out one time.
The power did go out one time, and they had trouble getting it back on, so we came out and did basically the second act entirely acoustically.
Wow.
And thinking that we would just do that and we'd kind of call it a night, and then when we got done, the power got fixed, and so we had to go back and do the real act 2 after that one. Yeah, that was brutal, because we thought maybe we were giving them something special with a private acoustic showing one of those MTV Unplugged sets.
Kind of intimate.
Yeah.
The music itself, it's set in the 80s, and that's when I grew up, you know, so I'm pretty familiar with it. Tell me a little bit about the music, and I know you guys didn't grow up in that era, but because you're pretty young.
I was there. I mean, I was on the tail end. I have 2 older sisters, so I grew up with that being blasted at me. I mean, I saw Def Leppard on TV and cut my jeans up and ran around the house and played the drums on the cushions. And we had Dee Snider in the show for a little while, and standing with him one night, I was like, dude, I used to tear my mother's furniture up jumping around to your song. And he was like, yeah, that's what I wanted. Absolutely. But I mean, the music makes, I mean, this show is the music, hands down. That's it, you know. I mean, the story is great too, but it plays the second place to the songs.
As soon as those Don't Stop Believing chords come on, people just go nuts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just,
Journey, you gotta have the Journey moment, right?
Yeah, no matter what else happens during the show, as long as they
I think they told us that at rehearsal. They were like, we can mess this whole show up, but as long as we get this last number right, we're totally fine.
People come dressed up with their big hair and their bandanas, and
because I think now they realize how crazy ridiculous it was, but back then it was like the thing, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Which maybe we'll do for something.
Yeah, I used to go out every night. Absolutely. So when people come here, they can just expect a great party. They're coming to party, and that's why the show rocks, right?
Think too much.
Literally. I think people need to get out here and see the show. I think they're gonna really, really, really enjoy it. Dan, thanks everyone for being with us, and until next time, just remember to enjoy. Special thanks to Billy Mitchell for sharing his history of the world-famous Apollo Theater, to Chef Adriano Rico and the team at STK Steakhouse in Midtown, and a special thanks to the cast of the smash hit Rock of Ages on Broadway. We'll see you all here next week when we experience a day in Malibu, California. Then we're going off the grid to share the artistry and innovation of celebrity designer Nicholas Walker in his magnificent home. Then we're off to New Orleans to check in with Brad Pitt's Make It Right organization. Until next time, just remember to enjoy.